100%, yeah.
I create because if I'm not creating, if I haven't created for a while, I'm not happy. Creating things makes me happy.
Absolutely.
And that's a little bit why I post things on social as well, because it's like I'll create something and then post it on social. I guess I am seeking validation for it by posting. As soon as you put it on social media, you are seeking some kind of appreciation, or some kind of recognition. It does affect me, because I posted something very recently, a poem, and compared to other things, this is the thing that annoys me about it.
Go on.
Some tripe and some nonsense, complete rubbish that I could post, or anyone could post, a meme, a stupid video like that Billy Joe Saunders one, could get thousands and thousands of likes. And then you post something which you've put your heart and soul into, you've taken time with it, and it doesn't get a good reaction. That's annoying. But I still know that that's a good piece of work. And I still know that what Billy Joe Saunders did is bad mind. Getting a crackhead to punch a random stranger in the face as he walks down the street. There's no way anyone can turn around and say, people just live their life differently, and people just have different things that make them happy. That's bad mind, and it's not a good thing to do, man. But
the large portion of people that would like those kind of videos, are they the kind of people that necessarily appreciate artistic talent? Do they, I think the point I'm making is, if you've got in terms of evolving how you use social media, if you pinpoint that your art to other people who are in the same circle,
and it's
your social media tribe, I'll call them your social media tribe.
You know something, Shak? Them people probably aren't using social media too much because they're creating stuff, or they're out in them different circles.
No, but I promise you this, because I started getting into like abstract art, so I started following some on Instagram. And I swear down, I've had to stop their invites now, because since I've been followed one or two of them, I've had like a small avalanche of them. Obviously, they spread the word around. This person will follow you, whatever.
Communities.
Absolutely, but I do like it. But I think the reason why I've kept Instagram is because I can just pinpoint stuff that I like, and I don't necessarily click on everybody's story or whatever, because some people are more entertaining than others. Some people are crazy, and I'm thinking, this person will entertain me today, and somebody else will just stand there.
Should I tell you what the trouble I have with social media is? My posts are so sporadic and scattered. It's like I can post a poetry piece one day, and then I'll get like 4 poets follow me, but then I won't post a poetry piece for months or weeks. And I'll be posting stupid stuff like music, and these poets that are following me might not be into hip hop music, so then they unfollow me. So then that little community that was building, or that little community I was getting into, has now gone away. And then I could post a photography thing and hashtag it photography, photography, and get a lot of photographers following me. And I still do. I follow a lot of photographers, and they follow me, or some follow me, and But you notice that it dwindles when you're not constantly doing what they like to see. So because my posts are like all over the place, and I haven't got specific things that do you know what I mean? Absolutely. It's like the likes go up and down, because you're appealing.
You're trying to appeal to
too many. But this is the thing that I'm trying to tell you. I'm not trying to appeal to too many people. I'm doing these things because if I'm not doing them, I'm not happy. If I'm not doing photography like when I want to do it just randomly, sometimes I wake up at 4 in the morning and go, I want to see the sun come up somewhere, and I want to get pictures of it. And I'll get in my car and I'll go into town, by the bull ring, or I'll go up to the beacon or whatever, and I'll do that because I want to do that when I want to do it, not because someone else is following me and I want them to see it. That's nothing to do with it. So when I go and post that, and I'm not doing it because I want people to see, oh look, I'm having a great time, oh look, I'm taking a great photo, I'm doing it because those are the things that I'd like to do, and I'm just sharing it with you. I'm just sharing.
And also, it's a memoir to go back and look at. I like flick through my stuff and go I think bloody hell. And then other times that was a laugh. And then portfolio, it is a portfolio. This for me, as I said, like number one, it's my own little area, and whoever wants to join in with it, good on you. If you don't want to, I beg you, no followers. Exactly. It's my memoirs. I could download all of that one day. And it's the modern way of having, remember the old photo album? But it's basically that, it's me, and that's it, you know. Even things like WhatsApp, this might seem a bit far-fetched or whatever, but every day I like clear off all the chats, clear off all the chats and archive them. Then every day I know who. It's kind of like it's like a fresh start each day.
It's and the opposite.
And you know,
if I show you,
I can imagine.
I'm the opposite, bro. Look. So I'll tell you, in the space of today, on WhatsApp, I'll probably show you 1, 2.
But do you use the same phone for your work and this for this and everything, basically?
10, 11, 12. 12 different people on WhatsApp today alone. Now, what kind of quality of conversation can you have with 12 different people over the course of the day? Why are you meant to be working? The quality of the conversation is just... So I do feel what you're saying in terms of, alright, so that's one day. But then you say you clear everything. Mine is just like a constant stream of all these conversations.
So psychologically, you look at that, you're still involved. Every time you look at that, those conversations are still there.
Active.
Try.
That's my brain is already.
Listen, try. I swear, get rid of them every single day. Yeah. Number one, you find the people that still want to talk to you.
Yes.
All right.
The thing is, bro, I kind of do that in my mind anyway.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have to do it physically and say, and whoever comes up, these people seem to come up. It's like in my mind. I haven't really got time to be following up every single conversation that's coming my way or every conversation that I've been having. Sometimes it doesn't get past small talk. Sometimes it does, but you think I've got more important things to do.
But this brings me to this point. Actually, I meant to bring this up earlier.
Yeah.
Did social media change when the 2 blue ticks come along?
See, I'm never quite no blue ticks.
You don't, but some people do.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
A lot of people do.
It affects people.
In fact, it was on BlackBerry actually. BlackBerry, what was it? The 2 ticks. They had the 2 ticks as well, didn't they? Yeah, sorry. Exactly the same thing. Psychologically, it's really interesting. I was talking about something about the psychology of those 2 blue ticks, about what it does. Because it can, I think, let's say if someone is quite an anxious person naturally, once you see those 2 blue ticks, you can start to think, why are they coming back to me?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Have you been down that road before?
I think that, yeah. I do think that it's like, I've seen them blue ticks about an hour ago, I still not had a response, what's going on? But then you have to ask yourself, probably just doing something. Yeah, but that's when the rational mind speaking, when the irrational mind speaking, it can migrate to a thing, is, why are you fucking answering me, you fucking cunt, why are you fucking answering me? If it's someone that's close to you.
Yeah.
But even still, like, my boys are bad for it, man. Like, my 2 business partners, I'm putting you on blast. I'm putting you on both on blast.
Yeah, you can put them on blast.
You can put me on blast.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my turn. I'm waiting for my turn, but you go first. You're next in line.
I'm probably the same. You send a message through your blue tick, and it's like, bruv, I sent you a message like fucking 24 hours ago, and you just responded like, we're meant to be running a business. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Fully put them on blast, but like, this is the thing, innit? This is the thing. So what? It's the same as email. Remember when you used to have a phone, a house phone? And you used to try and get in contact with your friends after school or after whatever. And it used to be a case of like, you ring their house, they weren't there, say to their parents, can you get them to call me back? Or can you tell them to meet me somewhere at this time? Or you'd speak to your friend and say, yeah, meet me at 7 o'clock here. Now it's like, boom, 7 o'clock, where are you?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do quickly. I'm going to take that point that you just made and kind of bring it into the modern times a little bit more. Do you think people are different if you sent them a text message, an old-fashioned, bog-standard text message?
I love it, you know. I
think so. People react different. I find people react differently, like...
It's refreshing.
You send them a text message, and there's no... It's got almost like, get back to me. There's no expectation
there is
with
a
it.
Bit still.
There is a bit, but
it's the same as email as well.
It's not as impactful. But with the 2 blue ticks, it psychologically changes the game a little bit. Because as I said, I'm a rational person. If I see 2 blue ticks, I'm aware that some people got things to do. They might be doing something, or they might just have a glance at their phone.
Well, how is it different? How is the blue ticks different to receiving a text? Because you receive a text, it's like, you think, well, most people will check their phone every half hour at least, or every hour, something like that. Maybe some people leave it on charge all day and not really check it, but then there comes a point when you think, right, you need to respond now. But then if I'm thinking that, then I'll think to myself, if it was really that important, I would have just phoned them in the first place.
I'm glad you got to that point, because that's my point. I treat these social media, especially things like WhatsApp, like a message board. If I send you a message, I expect to know, get back to me when you can.
Yeah, exactly.
If I send you a message, great. You contact me when you can, because you get some people that will go off the handle straight away because they've seen 2 blue ticks, start sending nasty ass messages, and that person could have been dead in a ditch for all that, you know. They could have looked at the phone and actually been off the road or whatever. And the last, imagine going to someone's funeral, the last thing you said to them was, "Where are you, cunt? Why are you answering my messages?"
And they're trying to text you back.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. My point is, if it's that important, i.e., if it's anything to do with my money, if it's something to do with my family, if it's something to do with my son, me and my son's mom we don't spend a lot of the time messaging each other. We'll pick up the phone because it's.
Do you know what's annoying?
It's important.
While we're on this subject.
Yeah.
When you're having an argument and someone hangs up on you and then starts texting you, look, why the frig have you just hung up on me to then text me?
Why do people do that?
Why have you hung up on me to then text me?
Pass one of them sweets, please.
Why have you, I was just thinking, why have you hung up on me to text me?
Yeah, man.
I'll get the text and I'll ring them and I don't answer the phone, I'm getting vexed, you know, because I'm like, I'm not talking to you then, like, I'm not going to sit here having some half-assed conversation through a text message. I don't know your tone, you don't know mine. If we are having an argument, it's not going to be over quick because it's not going to get solved this way. Because you know what I'm saying?
Greg, I'll tell you, your timekeeping is despicable. But you come up with, hey, you're the voice of reason on this point. Absolutely, I thought it was just me. But my question is, why are some people like that? Why do they have a lot to say when they're on WhatsApp, but as soon as it comes up with an actual conversation, they've got nothing to say? Why are some people like that?
Because they chat so much on WhatsApp.
They've lost it. Do you think some people are losing the art of conversation?
Yeah, because I'll be honest with you, I know I'll tell you another thing. When back in MSN days, I used to chat to this girl on there enough, and we used to have a wiki conversation, got on really well, we were beautiful, we went out for a drink, man, I choked. Like, I'd been chatting to her for months, and I was with her, and I was just like, I've got nothing to say to you. I think I've said it all online.
Yes.
Like, I've got nothing to say to you now, like, I've got nothing left, like, and plus, I built myself up to the point where we were like this online. The expectation was massive. So when it got to it, and it's like, this is reality, I haven't got them extra couple of seconds to think of my response, or them extra couple of minutes to think of a response. This is face to face, this is reality now. And I choked, bruv. I remember thinking, I don't know what to, not even that I haven't got anything to say. I don't know what to say to you. And it was scary, man. I remember, I was a lot younger, I was probably 18, 19 or something, but I remember thinking like, I've almost like fell in love with this person on the internet, but when I see you face to face, there's just nothing there. And it was just, mate, this is over the years I've experienced a lot of different instances where I've seen social media is like a bit murky, like, you know what I mean?
I'm sorry, yeah, it is all fun and games, and as I said, you can have a laugh and joke with it, but let's be real, man, there's a sinister underbelly about it, yeah, and there's a sinister underbelly which is causing problems for people. They're not aware that it's actually causing them problems. I'm not trying to evangelise about this whole thing, I'm not, because I was one of them. I found myself getting caught up in it so much, and then I took a step back from it and realised that, bloody hell, this has really been taking over my life quite a bit, this has. And since then, I've been able to refocus, I've been able to keep myself mentally well as well, because I've realised that actually it is good to stay away from certain aspects of it when you're not feeling too well. That was a big learning point for me.
And you have to ask yourself, when I said that people aren't dealing with addictions and stuff, and dealing with the addiction of social media, you know, when you're addicted to something, what do you do? Or when you admit to yourself and to everyone else that you're addicted to something, what do you do?
What's the first step?
Yeah.
Well, the biggest step is admitting that it's causing me problems.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it can be, some people can be very reactive and just delete everything.
But what,
you know,
just let me think, what do you do when you're addicted to something? When you admit it, it's a problem. you stop doing it, don't you?
Yeah, well, this is what I mean.
Altogether.
Yeah. You stop
You have to-
instantly. It's overnight. Yeah, you go cold turkey on it.
Completely cold turkey. Or
Delete. Yeah.
There's different things that you can be addicted to, and you don't go to cold turkey. You can wean yourself off things, but the aim is to stop doing it altogether, isn't it? You don't find an alcoholic that goes to the pub and says, "Yeah, I'll just have a pint tonight, and then I won't have one for another 6 months." Do you? If you're an alcoholic, you stop. And if you're a social media holic, do you do the same thing?
But is it that easy?
It's not easy at all. I'm not saying it is easy. I'm not saying
this
it is.
But
I'm just saying it's scary, and I think there's a lot of people that probably should, and I'm probably one of them, but I don't do it, and it affects me. And when I stop doing it, like, if I go on holiday, and not even when I'm on holiday, I'm using this shit, I'm gonna lie. But it's like, I don't know, is anyone ever gonna just like, I'm actually, my son's mother, she don't use any social media whatsoever. She never has since I met her.
And people go to her, "You're not on social media, you're not on Facebook," and they think she's weird.
You need to get
They think she's weird.
Listen, I think it's one of the most beautiful things about her.
Absolutely.
So unique. And it's like, you see it in her, just the way she carries herself and the way she talks. It's like, she hasn't put herself out there. And you can see it. You can see the difference between someone who's on there every day, but like worrying about and that's been influenced by all these different memes and all these different conversations, and the fact that someone's sliding in your DMs every day, like, and giving you this false confidence, like,
definitely,
it's real, man. Trust me, like,
this is it.
And because I know her and how she is, and I know people that are fully like on it all the time, I look at the differences, and I think.
So you touched on a nice point earlier, actually. So relationships and social media, I find it so interesting. Like when you meet somebody. Yeah. And let's be real, in modern times,
this is a good subject.
Right, in modern, this is now we're getting to the crescendo, aren't we?
Yeah.
So in modern time, let's be real, for a lot of people, how can you meet somebody? If you're a busy person and people are working God knows how many hours, and some people are doing the jobs of 2 or 3 people, for a lot of people, the one avenue is like dating apps, your Tinders of this world, etc., which is cool. And then you meet somebody on there, and then there's the back and forth. It can be a WhatsApp.
Well, just to stop you for a second, before you go on.
Yeah.
Social media is just like them dating apps now.
So the dating app is a social media.
I mean like your Instagrams, your Facebooks, even your LinkedIn. You see people post on LinkedIn.
From LinkedIn.
Listen, you see people post on LinkedIn saying, LinkedIn is not a dating app. Please stop flipping messaging me, asking me on dates and stuff like that. People do it.
You just want to move to your boss at one point, Greg.
Not on LinkedIn. But anyway, people are using, and I guarantee for every 5 of them people that don't respond well to using LinkedIn as a dating app, there's probably 5 that are like, "Oh, actually, your CV looks good. Like, we could do a thing." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's all dating apps now. They're all like, the second that you. Before you go back onto relationships, because I know you had a point there, and I want you to make it. The second that you start messaging someone in a private message regularly,
I think there's a difference. It's the intent, or it's the platform.
Yeah, people are always aware of it.
It's a platform. Like if you go on Tinder, you know you're going on there. Yeah. For a multitude of reasons.
If you're in a relationship and you slide in someone's DMs, a pretty girl's DMs, and you have no intent of doing, do you think it's alright still?
So, but when you use the term sliding, I'm sorry. If you use the term sliding, there's only one intention that's. If you said, if you drop someone a message, let me can I drop you a message later? That's cool, but can I slide into your DMs later? There's a sinister underbelly that comes with that. We have to have that separation.
You know, I just realised.
Go on.
I probably think subconsciously, just let me slide into the DM. The fact that I think let me slide in your DM, that's probably
depends on what you're sliding in there with. But look, like with the dating apps, it's quite clear you're trying to meet somebody. You're trying to meet someone for whatever reason. Usually because you're trying to get into a relationship. Everyone's on the same page. But if you're on LinkedIn and you're looking for a new metal worker and you get someone messaging you, if you're sliding into the DMs like that on LinkedIn, that's slightly different for me. That is. But I think the point I was making was about I just call them WhatsApp relationships where there's a lot of back and forth.
I like that.
Alright, it's a lot of back and forth, but it's all text. And like what
you know said, something, a WhatsApp relationship is an upgrade from a sliding in a DM in it.
Is it?
Yeah, because you talk to people on Facebook and Insta, but there's the point where the conversation gets to just message me on WhatsApp. And that's like when we was younger and used to be in a park or used to be in a club. I'll give me a number. It's still getting someone's number because to get into their WhatsApp you have to get their number, but this is the new thing, and it's like another thing that annoys me just quickly. When you exchange numbers with someone and the first point of communication is a WhatsApp message, I hate that, If I meet somebody,
what would you prefer then?
If I meet somebody and I get their phone number, I'm phoning them for at least the first 2-3 conversations. If I don't phone you girls, it's not real. I'm sorry.
I'm in your camp. I need to hear their voice.
Yeah.
And actually for me,
and you know something? And to take it even further, the reason for that phone call is to arrange to meet up. That's my end goal. So if I've got your number and I phone you and I arrange to meet up with you, that's my end goal.
Let's be real.
As soon as the first thing is WhatsApp, you've not got an end goal. It's a WhatsApp relationship.
Let's be real though. It depends on what your intent is, isn't it?
Exactly.
It depends on what your intent is. For me personally though, I'm not trying to speak for every man out there, every woman out there. I can only talk about me, myself and I.
I'm speaking for myself as well.
Alright, me, myself and I am attracted to someone that can hold a conversation with me because I'm quite a talkative person, you might have noticed. And I am stimulated by conversation, by someone that can make me think.
Yes.
I'm weird like that. If someone says something and I say, "Shit, I've never thought about that before," I would want to talk to her again. I would want to see her. I would want to meet up for a coffee because I'm waiting for her to. And it seems like some old-fashioned thing to do. Yeah. But I'm just weird like that. It really does stimulate me.
Sense of humour, because I like to think I'm funny. I try and be funny.
You are a funny bastard.
I like to hear if
you showed me some funny bastard stuff before we started recording this stuff. Actually, I hope you put it out there.
I like to hear people laughing at jokes or laughing at something I've said. But I also like people that make me laugh as well.
Yes.
So it's important. So I want to speak to someone because when you're on, if someone says a joke on WhatsApp and you send a face with tears of laughter or something, 9 times out of 10 they've just gone. How often are you sitting there crying with tears of laughter, or grinning from ear to ear, or rolling on the floor laughing, or LOLs, laughing out loud? Not that often.
No one's doing that.
When you're having a phone call, you can genuinely hear when they are laughing or not. If they're just sniggering, you think, oh, maybe I shouldn't joke about that. Or if they're laughing out loud, you think, yeah.
And that's what I will constitute as normal human feedback.
Yes.
That's why it's so important. Like for me, as I said, I can misinterpret stuff on the WhatsApp, and if I am unsure about something, I have to speak to them or see them because I get the extra information, the facial expressions.
You're talking about relationships.
Yeah, in relationships, I think that's even more important. If you're looking for let's call it. I don't like the term serious relationship because it sounds like a lot of hard work. I'll just go with sincere relationship.
Okay.
All right. So if you're looking for a sincere relationship, I think that communication, that face-to-face communication is important because nothing gets lost in translation when you've got them in front of you. Whereas when it's through the messaging on social media constantly, then I think some things do get lost in translation and you can misinterpret each other quite a lot.
Yeah. You know them ones when you go to phone somebody and they don't answer and then you get a message back on WhatsApp, what's up, or did you call? I'm like, yes I did call, so call me back.
Some people have got what I call phone anxiety. They just can't. They just find it difficult to have a conversation on the phone, and it is just more comfortable for them to do that. But when they do cross that barrier, let's say from a woman's perspective,
you know what the thing is? I'm not even sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I'm not even great on the phone. Like people say to me, I'm a boring bastard on the phone because most of the time I'm thinking like I want to come off the phone. That's why I said to you, my end goal is to meet up. When we meet up,
I'm exactly
it's
the same.
different.
Yeah.
Like I'm on the phone, I'm like, yeah, I'm talking to you, but there's a reason for it. As soon as we've got to that point, the phone call's over for me. I know it sounds like cold and that, but most of the time it's like, but I'm phoning you for this, That being said, alright, see you later. Or, I can't, I'm not the kind of person that likes to just sit on the phone and just have idle chat. I don't like idle chat. I say that, we're doing podcasting where it's chat, but it's not.
This is social, this is like social media to me, actually. I'm actually communicate with somebody else.
When I'm on the phone, I'm talking to someone, I've got a name for it, and once that name's done, I'm usually off the phone. There's instances where it varies, you know, if you're really into someone and you just want to hear their voice and you make each other laugh, that's different, yeah?
Absolutely.
But 9 times out of 10 I'm on the phone for something because I don't know, it could potentially be a phone anxiety, you know. Because when I think about it, I'm just thinking like, I want to come off the phone, I'm not, sometimes I'm busy, sometimes I just think I don't want to be on the phone. But yeah,
I might be wrong, you know you better than I do, but I think you get to a state of monotony really quick.
Yes.
And what I mean is, so the initial dopamine goes in, boom, cool, you answer it, but then very quickly you need to be stimulated by something. You're probably thinking about jumping on your computer or going back to a tune or something like that, and then you can't concentrate on the phone call because you're thinking about what the next thing is, because this getting monotonous now.
Do you know how many times I take people off the phone because I've got another call coming through?
Yeah.
It's bad. Finish the phone call and then ring them back. Not like, I'm going to have to leave you now because I've got someone else coming through. Boom.
Well, I don't know what, in a nutshell, I think, with certain people, I can have a long phone call with them. It depends if it's like a work kind of related one, then it would be just a long work call. But for me, it is getting to the point of, when can we catch up?
Probably.
Someone recently, actually, we're catching up tomorrow based off, I went on Instagram. Long time, man. What are you doing? Listen, it's been too long. This is ridiculous, man. You know what I mean? Let's go and catch up. We're catching up tomorrow now.
We spoke earlier when I was on the phone to you earlier, and I was at work, and you were like, "What time?" And I was like, 6:30. Boom. That's all that needs to be said. Because I'm going to see you at 6:30, and we're going to talk, at length. So it's like that phone call.
He didn't come till 7:15. Let me be completely clear about that. Continue.
But it makes a change, don't it? Me being late. It's usually you pay. In fact,
I think I've improved. I've improved, or at least maintained communication.
Today.
Okay, today.
I don't even know if he was on time because I wasn't here to see.
But like, as in a relationship context, for me, like, so if I meet someone, the first thing is I want to meet them for a coffee. I don't want all the. There's no fanciness. It's just I want to meet up for a coffee and just see you in the flesh. Yeah. And I think it takes away any pressure of both parties. Because sometimes if it's you want to take them to the mailbox or something for the first date or whatever. I don't think for me personally, I just think you don't need that. I just think you just need something straightforward and basic and get to know them a little bit. And also, if you want to evolve it next time, so
something to look forward to. Something to build up a bit of anticipation, a bit of patience. It's you got to arrange it. You both got to be there. You both got to be not busy on that day. You got to look forward to it. And sometimes once I've done that, I don't really need to speak to you that much on WhatsApp or on the phone or anything because I'm looking forward to that time. And when we're going to catch up, and that's when we're going to do what we're going to do. If I'm chatting to you constantly through then, it takes away from it a little bit, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
If someone's posting on socials and it's like, I'm not really that looking forward to seeing you that much. Like you said earlier, because I've been seeing you.
It feels like you've seen them. In terms of looking forward to seeing them, and psychologically, your brain thinks this person's been in my life every day for the last 2 weeks. Yeah. But in reality, exactly. But in reality, you've not actually seen them in the flesh. I think it's important to give yourself that little time to miss somebody. So when you do see them, number one, you've got loads to talk about. Like what you're saying as well, it's good to have things in your calendar to look forward to. And you've seen them in the flesh. I don't think you're always getting to know who those people are.
So do you think if we want people to appreciate us more, do you think we should limit our social media use in terms of how much we put ourselves on there? Because say you meet somebody and you want them, you're falling for them, whatever, you want them to fall for you. If you're constantly posting things or you post things, then let's say absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? If you're not really absent in their life, they're not going to grow fonder. They're going to grow more fed up of you faster than normal.
Or 100%. And also, they'll just draw an interpretation of what you post. Remember, sometimes you're just putting random stuff on there. It's not a true representation of who you are. Because I've had that experience. I think I've been positioned as the Joker But if you didn't know me, but you know, outside of the microphone or whatever, we could talk about some deep things, or you know, have a very intellectual conversation. Or sometimes I sat at home learning about physics, and people will probably think this guy's boring as hell. So, but now with the social media, going back to my own experience, I think there's an expectation that Shak's always a joker, and I started getting like requests. What, you've not posted anything for a few days? I think I'm not getting paid for this.
Bro, I posted a song of me singing the other day, and I started getting requests for songs. Can you sing this? Can you sing this? No, I can't. I'm not your performing monkey.
This is kind of, this is when I really realised that this is how deep. This is I was getting requests. I was thinking, shit, I need an agent.
They love me. They really love me.
They love me. They love me. I've got 100 likes. They love me, and they're getting requests.
They can't get enough.
I tell you what for me, so there's a relationship side of thing, and as I said, for me, the conclusion is, I think if you really do want to get to know somebody, you just got to see them in the flesh. You got to see them raw. You've got to see who they are. Behind the WhatsApp, you're getting an interpretation, and if you've got an anxious disposition, you're gonna drum up ideas about them that might not necessarily be correct, or like if they're being catfished, or it's the wrong type of person. You might come to the wrong conclusion. You can't beat what's in front of you.
You can't beat what's in front of you, people. You heard it here. Probably not first, but you heard it here. You cannot beat what is in front of you. And let's not...
Well, you can beat it, actually. But it's ideal to beat it if they're in front of you. That's probably the ideal scenario. But that's a whole different podcast, that is.
Yes. So... yeah, man, social media, we're not demonising it, we're not saying it's the worst thing since sliced bread, we're not saying don't do it, we're just saying maybe if it is an addiction, or I'm saying this, if it is addictive, just try and keep it like to a minimum, you know. I'm going to go out there and say this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut down my social media use. I'm putting it out there. Listen, I'm doing it because I want to be held accountable by everybody. So everybody that listens to this podcast, I want you to hold me accountable. If I'm still posting too much, like, tell me, like, because I do think, for me personally, it's become an unhealthy addiction. It's an addiction. I'm standing up and saying my name's Greg Rogers, and I'm addicted to social media.
Oh, it's very commendable of him, actually. But we're going to see this geezer singing like a crazy man every day next week. Mark my words. And I hope he does, actually, because just to conclude.
That's when you know I've gone off the rails, man.
But you know what?
I've just told you consciously.
Yeah.
It's not something I want to be doing. It's not something I think that I should be doing a lot. I know I said earlier that flipping what I post is what I post, but that is borderline narcissism. It's borderline narcissistic behaviour. Because by you thinking what I want people to see of me is what they must see. I mean, they can always unfollow me, but it's still, there's elements of narcissism in there. And I think that social media is making a lot more people narcissistic, or having narcissistic tendencies than they used to. And that's not healthy either.
Do you know what, for me, as I said, just to conclude,
yes,
because I know we need to conclude this.
Yes.
For me, it's just an important thing, because it's from a dad's point of view, and I'm not going to go into a big conversation about it, but it's a new era for these kids.
Okay.
And it's you know, I'm aware of it because, you know, I want to make sure that, you know, if my son's going to go out at some point, that he knows the difference between reality and what is scrolling through. And also for me, just to ask myself, well, how is it benefiting me today, or how is it benefiting me to do this? So, and there's nothing wrong with letting your hair down on there every so often, because sometimes you just so I'll be honest with you, sometimes I've gone through a load of boring shit here, and then there's you on there doing something here, and it is quite entertaining. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I don't see you as my personal entertainer. It's just like there's something else in the timeline that's a little bit different. Yeah. There's some poetry in there that's a little bit different to what everyone else is doing. Actually, this person's within my tribe. I do like his stuff that he posts. You know what I mean? And you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. But that's life. That's life. This is reality, and that's social media. You know, I like life. There we are.
Thank you very much, Shak, for those wise words there. Absolutely. People, take care of yourselves.
You can't beat what's in front of you.
And each other.
And each other.